People in town spoke her name the way people mention a nightmare they pretend they don't believe in. Liana, the girl who never existed. She wasn't born, yet people swore they saw her. They described her skin as paper-thin, almost translucent, like light passed through her instead of touching her. Her hair hung in damp ropes, dripping, though she was never seen near water. Her eyes were the worst part, always looking past you, like she was watching something move behind your shoulder. Her presence brought a sharp coldness that crept under your nails and settled in your bones. Animals froze around her. Lights flickered. People felt something tug lightly at their breath, like invisible fingers testing how easy they could pull it away. People claimed she knocked on doors at exactly 3:13 a.m., not loud. Just a slow, deliberate tapping fingertips, dragging across wood, testing the seams. She asked the same question every time, in a faint, cracking voice. "Do you see me yet?" The unlucky ones said yes. Mara, a curious and stubborn girl, wanted answers. She waited outside one night with a flashlight, watching the fog thicken around the street. The air shifted. The silence grew heavy. And then she saw Liana emerging from the mist as if the fog were exhaling her. Her feet didn't sink into the ground. Her head tilted at an odd angle, too still, too unnatural. When Mara called her name, Liana turned slowly, every motion delayed, like an old film stuttering through broken frames. "You remember me," Liana whispered, her voice thin and frayed. "You shouldn't." Mara stepped back. The trees around them trembled, though there was no wind. "I was supposed to be born," Liana said. A faint outline of something another shapeshifted behind her, clinging like a shadow that didn't belong. "My mother changed her mind, so I stayed in between." The ground under Mara's feet vibrated lightly, as if something beneath the soil was crawling upward. Liana stepped closer, her face clearer, now smooth, pale, expressionless. But beneath the skin, something moved. Something that looked like a mouth pressing against the inside of her cheek, something trying to get out. Mara tried to run. Her legs felt numb, heavy, as if the cold had filled her bloodstream. Her flashlight died with a soft, choking buzz. Liana's whisper brushed her ear. "I need a life, and yours fits." The cold surged through Mara's body like liquid ice. Her vision blurred. Her thoughts felt pulled away, strand by strand, as if someone was carefully unthreading her mind. Then everything went dark. When her parents found her the next morning, Mara sat upright on her bed, eyes open, breathing shallowly. She only stared at the window. She didn't blink. She didn't speak. That afternoon, neighbors reported seeing a strange girl wandering in the fog, barefoot, head tilted, whispering to anyone who passed. "Do you see me yet?" And Mara, now hollow, empty, and eerily silent, began to hum a tune no one had ever heard before. A tune that made the house feel colder. A tune that sounded like someone learning how to live inside a body that wasn't theirs. At first, Mara's parents thought she was in shock. They spoke to her gently, desperate for any sign she recognized them. But her eyes never moved from the window, as if she were waiting for someone, or something, to return. That night, the temperature inside the house dropped so suddenly, the walls began to sweat. Mara's mother wrapped her in blankets, but Mara didn't shiver. She didn't react at all. She just kept humming that cold, broken tune, each note falling flat as if it didn't belong in the world of the living. By midnight, the fog outside thickened, swallowing the streetlights. Shadows stretched in ways that didn't follow the lamps. And Mara, still staring out the glass, finally whispered a single word: "Closer." Her father nearly dropped the mug in his hands. "Who's closer?" he asked, voice trembling. Mara didn't blink, didn't turn, didn't breathe. She simply whispered again, "Me." Her parents didn't understand. They didn't know the thing wearing their daughter's shape was not their daughter at all. Not anymore. The next day, strange things began happening around town. Dogs refused to go outside. Streetlights flickered even in broad daylight. People felt watched when they were alone, especially near windows. And the knocking started. Not just at 3:13 a.m., at random hours, random houses. A soft, slow drag of fingers across wood. Each time someone opened the door, no one was there. But the air felt cold enough to sting. And the faint echo of a girl's voice lingered in the hallways. Do you see me yet? Parents pulled their children close. People stopped walking alone. Churches filled with candles and trembling hands. Meanwhile, Mara's body grew weaker. She moved only when someone guided her. She spoke only in that humming tone, and she slept with her eyes open, pupils unfocused, drifting like they were searching for a face they couldn't remember. One night, her mother sat beside her bed and whispered through tears, "Please, Mara, come back to me." For the first time, Mara turned her head, very slowly, very stiffly, and with a softness that hurt more than any scream. She whispered, "I tried." A single tear slid down her cheeks, silent, unnatural, freezing cold. As it touched the pillow, the fabric frosted over. Her mother whispered, terrified, "Where is my daughter?" Mara lifted her eyes, empty, unfocused, lost, and breathed out. She's still waiting. To be born. The lights flickered. The room grew impossibly dark, and from the corner, where the shadows thickened unnaturally, came a faint, familiar voice. "Do you see me now?" Her mother turned, heart trembling. She saw a small silhouette in the darkness, too thin, too still, head tilted at that same terrible angle. Liana, now solid, now stronger, now borrowing a life that wasn't hers. She stepped forward, and for the first time, her lips curved into something like a smile's ad, longing, almost human. "I didn't want to take her," Liana whispered. "I just didn't want to be alone." Then she vanished into the fog seeping under the door. When the lights returned, Mara lay perfectly still, her chest barely rising. Her eyes finally closed, but downstairs, the front door knocked, slow, dragging, fingertips testing the seams. 3:13 a.m., and a girl's voice, layered, echoing, almost like two voices speaking at once, whispered, "Do you see us yet?"